And what are they playing for today? Actually, I've got the prize support right here. First place takes home 58 packs. Second place, 33. Third place, 23. Fourth, 18th. Fifth through 8th, 13 packs apiece. And 9th through 11th, 9 packs apiece. So everybody gets something today.
Yeah, wanted to give everyone something because this is a rewards tournament for attending the, these are the, we invited the 16 people who attended the most events at our shop. So. Got a lot of mulligans going on.
Well, I think Jesse's just going to try to do his very best to find immediate answers. So, probably no matter what this 5 looks like, I think he'll just be keeping it.
That's we collect the deck, what they're playing. We didn't actually get deck lists today. It's just a casual tournament, but we collect what they're playing, in secret so that the other players don't know. But all these players play each other, and they see round 1 what each other are playing, so they kind of know what the mulligan for.
Yeah.
Biggin says, okay, I need to start going.
Yeah, this is just a tournament for, our local players.
Or, if you make it down here to enough tournaments and qualify, then
right,
it'd be for you.
If you came down to, a couple 1Ks and, a few of the weekly events, you would have been able to make it, yeah. We'll probably do this again, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. This is the first time doing the player rewards. And then this is totally a separate thing from our Ohio Valley MTG Invitational.
Right, which is tomorrow.
The one of our 1K pluses is tomorrow. That, first and second place get the automatic invite to the big 5K Ohio Valley MTG Invitational in July.
That looks like a lot of lethal in Josh's hand. I could be wrong. I very easily could be wrong. But that looks like a lot of problems for Jesse.
Yeah, I see another Arcbound Worker and a Ravager.
I think he's probably going to see Ravager here.
If Josh has his... Oh,
no.
Deal Overseer.
Okay. Overseer.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
This is a little different than my list. But I see a Saga in hand as well. I
feel like
generally you want to get Saga down on turn 2 if you can, because you want to get that artifact, you want that third tick as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you want to go get the Ozolith and
correct
kill your opponent. Turn 2 Saga would be getting Ozolith, killing your opponent on turn 4 most of the time.
The fact that the Ozolith is 1 mana
card is sick.
Bonkers. Okay.
Your modular and the Ozolith work so well together.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times that's your lethal path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically like additional copies of Scales when it comes to the modular creatures, and then the fact that you can tutor it with the Sagas, it just makes the deck way more consistent.
So Jesse's going to deal with that Overseer now. Not going to let that thing start pumping. So ancient stirrings, I believe.
Yeah. All right. Tap the forest, run the stirrings out. Brick's face getting in front of the camera. Apex Reader, most likely. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing.
He wants to save the yeah, he's going to go ahead and run out Ravager, and then I think he's going to Stirrings with the remaining green. Oh, the other worker.
No. Flood the board.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, get in for 1 here. And then, sacrifice both the workers to pump the Ravager? During the next turn?
No, I don't. I think you wait till you get the Ozolith out off of Saga.
Yeah, you lose a lot of value if you don't have a scales or
That's
an
two
Ozolith.
Furies in hand though for Jesse.
I was gonna
So
say this play is a little weak to Fury taking this line.
it's not though, Taryn.
I mean,
Ravager-
he gets to sack the things, but he doesn't want to have to do that. He could sack the
No.
things to Ravager and then lose it to a Solitude or whatever, Prismatic
Right.
Ending, March. I mean, if Kegel has ending here, he can literally Fury, make him sack everything, and then ending.
the next turn.
This
No,
turn.
this turn, right? Because Fury
Fury's free.
is evoking, correct?
Or March, or Tef Bounce. Like, it's pretty weak to a decent amount of lines.
Evoke is good.
Man, who would have ever thought that free spells good, right? Crazy.
I don't know what else is in Jesse's hand. The two Furies right there in the front, which I'm pretty sure he's going to fire off. Yep. Okay, so what we need to do for Josh is sack the worker, and that's all he needs to do is the one worker that's being targeted, because the modular counter is going to put a counter on Ravager, and Ravager will get a counter itself by sacking an artifact, pumping it to 3.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he's not firing one. I mean, maybe he just doesn't have a way to deal with Ravager, but I'm kind of surprised he's not firing one at each of the workers to get him to go ahead and sack all of them.
Right.
Oh, Josh might try to sack the other worker. He can't save. Yeah, he can't save the worker that's got 2 damage on it
No.
because it would only get 1 counter.
And that, what Jesse might be doing here is just forcing him to, or, seeing if he can get his opponent to go ahead and do more than he needs to. But you don't, as the scales player, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do more than you need to do, because, again, it's better to wait for the Ozolith to get onto the battlefield to start sacking with your modular triggers. Yep, up to 3. Saw the line. Nice job, Josh.
Why is there planes under the playmat?
I think that was from last night.
Okay.
They were using those for Omnath mana.
Okay, he does have the tough.
And that's Taryn with the prediction right there. Nice.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little surprised he didn't go for 1 damage to each of the workers.
Right.
I guess, or
Well, 1 to
2
each of
damage to each worker would
Right,
be,
2 to each worker.
because 1 he could sack the other one and save the other one. So
But now, in response to the Tef bounce, he can modular those over to the worker.
and make a big worker.
So you are absolutely correct that hitting both the workers and then bouncing the Ravager. Well, yeah, by sacking the Ravager to itself to move the modular counters, the Ravager doesn't go back to hand. And
That's
Jesse-
true.
And
That is a
Jesse
big
doesn't
game.
draw though. He makes the
Right.
Tef target fizzle, and he gets to swing in and whack the Tef here.
Right. Honestly, with Josh getting the Ozolith and a turn here,
You should still be able to draw though, because it's up 2. He does.
No.
no,
It
if you
fizzles.
choose to target and the target's gone, it
wow.
fizzles. Yeah,
Man, honestly, Teferi, bad card.
Oh, yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
it unplayable.
You know what's a good card? Ancient Stirrings. Hey, we're gonna look at 5, and we're gonna grab a. That's a hanger back.
Oh, that's
2 hanger, some lands.
what's that? What's the 5th card?
I don't know.
Well, we might find out. Oh,
You know what hangerback's really good against? Fury.
Fury.
Do you know what it's really bad against? Solitude.
Solitude.
Teferi.
Yeah, Solitude and Tef. Yeah. Would you like to take a guess as to which of those cards get played in the 4-color Yorion pile?
All of them.
All of them. Spoiler.
Right.
Would you like to guess what there's more of in the deck? Tefs and Solitudes or Furies?
usually tough in solitude.
Typically. And considering we have 2 Furies already gone, one in exile, one in the bin.
He's got another Overseer in hand here.
Ballista might come down, might start gunning things off.
Ballista, Hangerback, and Overseer in hand for Josh.
Going face.
Mm-hmm. I
mean,
personally,
honestly, that Teferi's not doing anything for a turn or two.
no.
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
it allows Kegel to like instant speed, prismatic ending something like a.
But still, I mean, it's the same. I mean, I don't know.
Well, like it can get the Ozolith here maybe if he has an ending, which otherwise wouldn't be able to.
Draw a card.
And I think that's what he drew.
Yeah. Land.
Might be land ending.
Fetch. Probably not going to shock. Can only assume so. Yep. Does the 4-color blink pile play this many basics typically?
Yep.
Really?
They
Yeah.
actually, some of them will play Blood Moon.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Like, what?
Yeah.
With
The 4-color deck will run.
Yeah, well,
I'm
They-
sorry.
you know, they run mana fixing. They run a bunch of basics. Those, you know, I don't know what those collars are set on, but I'll buy Yorion.
Tap out, put Yorion in hand.
Yeah, so Josh has a free turn here to try to deal 10 damage.
We don't know what Kegel's other card is. So I wouldn't say free.
I mean, we are getting the
Oh, it could be
yeah.
Solitude.
Yeah,
mean,
with
like-
the,
Yeah.
with the Yorion buy.
Like,
If you get, okay,
Ozolith here?
does he have, he only has Ballista in hand, though. He does not have a way to sack. If he had a way to sack the worker, hands down, this would be absolutely lethal.
Yeah.
But without a way to sack the worker,
And it's whenever the worker dies, correct?
it's whenever it dies, the modular trigger happens. So it would be 4 counters moved over to a Ballista, 4 onto onto the Ozolith, and then you go to attack, move the 4 up, steal Overseer. There's 10 counters.
Gotcha. That's...
Actually, you would steal Overseer first to put the counters on the worker first.
I have to take this.
But there's no way to sack the worker though, so that line's not going to work. So he's going to be just a hair short of lethal here. I don't see lethal. I think we're floating a mana.
Could just get like Shadow Spear, right, or something like that. Or a lot of them don't even run Shadow Spear anymore, right?
No, not a lot of them run it in the main. It's inside.
Ooh, Basilisk Collar.
With Ballista in hand and Hangerback Walker, it's Ozolith if you have it in the deck. Interesting.
Let's take a look at Basilisk Collar. I mean, I can kind of understand this because 4-color does. I mean, he's got this Yorion. He's gonna play.
He's gonna blink and draw a bunch of cards. You know, he's got two growths.
But yeah, he's got creatures that are pretty annoying to deal with, like an Ice Fang, Omnath. Like it will be nice to have this Basilisk Collar since he doesn't just like have lethal with the Ozolith, and he's gonna have lethal in 2 turns anyways, pretty much.
I think Josh is forgetting about his floating mana from Urza's Saga because he tapped 2 lands and he has one land untapped, and he should have a colorless floating. But I think we're
Yep, we have now...
Yeah, because he should have been able to equip the
right.
collar.
Yep.
If he wanted to.
5 at Tef.
Well, with Yorion in hand, untap, blink everything.
Yeah.
You don't
Huh.
want Tef blinking.
I don't think he had a way to get all the way to
Yeah,
lethal.
I don't think he had a way to get to lethal, Cody. I could have missed it.
Good.
Without if he'd had a Ravager, I could see it.
Yeah. Using floating class ballista, equip caller, activate, seer, attack for 5, shoot worker. Oh, shoot the worker with death touch. Okay, that isn't tricky. Actually,
That is a
Not-
line and a
Yeah.
That
half.
is a line. Holy crap!
Oh wow.
Still got there. but
still enough to get
Cody,
there.
that is an awesome line. Props to you, teaching me a scales player a thing or two. I don't play with Basilisk Collar though. My defense.
All right.
All right, so as bad as turn 1 from Josh.
Zabaz is a house, by the way.
I wish I knew it. It was 1 red, sack an artifact.
1 red, sack an artifact, or
Deal 1 damage?
1 white, it gets flying.
Oh,
No, it doesn't deal damage. But the other ability, the static ability, is anytime a modular ability would trigger, put an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So
Real quick, if you're watching this from YouTube after the live stream, you just missed a great ending to a match that just happened on another table. Come tune in to the live stream because you get to see all those moments. That's why we're a little bit late getting to this match. There was a really, really cool finish that just happened between Tron and Shadow. So that's just your invite. Come watch on Twitch because you miss a lot of that.
Yep. So, but anyways, yeah. So Zabaz, the ability, an additional +1/+1 counter. So one of my favorite things to do is off of Urza's Saga, I will fetch up a second Zabaz, especially if I have hardened scales out, and that comes in with an additional counter. You get the modular tree, you move it over, you still have a Zabaz on the battlefield, so it puts an additional counter on. So you're moving. There's already 2 counters on the one Zabaz that has summoning sickness, and then when you move it over, it gets an additional 3 counters.
Yeah.
It
Oh.
goes absolutely nuts.
Monkey D. Luffy. Thanks for the follow.
Land, go.
Nice to see Tron beat Shadow. Nature is healing.
True.
You know what would have been gross right there for the Death Shadow player would have been able to just to slam Luris after that and replay all his regrets.
God, I'm so happy that cat is gone.
Endurance.
Yep, Endurance is a good blocker.
Which one do you block though?
Probably the worker.
No, I would block Zabaz. The worker modular trigger is going to put an additional counter on Zabaz. If Zabaz is gone, that trigger won't happen because it won't be on the battlefield.
As content, if you want the Yorion players deck list, just join our Discord and ask in the modern channel, and the player Jesse can get it to you probably.
Yeah, Jesse's active in Discord. I'm sure he would be more than happy to get it for you.
Rules.
I'm going to go check and see what they need.
Yep.
Looking up a ruling, I think.
Yeah. Is content. Go join the Discord, my guy.
Yeah, it's a pretty active community. We talking about modern, pioneer, legacy, like different formats in there a lot, different just video games in general, or different things that are happening in the MTG space in general. So
And we'll also sometimes we'll just hop in a voice chat. One of us will share our screen and we'll just play like MTGO,
right.
and we'll just sit there and talk through lines and hang out. Oh, hello.
I bet Josh wishes he played that pre-combat now.
Crazy.
Their question was actually just what we were going over with Zabaz and the modular trigger. So the static ability on Zabaz does not put an additional counter on the worker because Zabaz, when modular triggers, it's a death trigger. So that doesn't put an additional counter on it because Zabaz is not on the battlefield anymore.
Oh, it's 1 red, destroy target artifact you control.
Right.
That's so.
Zabaz is the other way, other than just Ravager, as a way to destroy, destroy your artifacts.
Bounce your Ozolith.
smart there. If you bounce the worker, the counters still go on the Ozolith. The one thing about the Ozolith is an absolute house. Ability is anytime a creature leaves the battlefield, you move the counters to the Ozolith. So exile, dying, does not matter. If the creature leaves the battlefield, the counters go on the Ozolith. Looks like Josh really struggling with mana here, and Jesse's going to take this game over. Oh. Josh, counters go on the Ozolith. It doesn't matter now, but those counters do go on the Ozolith.
Oh, okay. Well,
Game 3.
yeah, moved game 3. I would like to go to my end step. Sorry, I misspoke. I would like to go to the end of my round now. Oh, man. Yep, land.
Always got to have fetch land with Omnath.
Card is so gross. And I think, is Jesse going to wait, not worry about making the mana this turn, but wait and fetch next turn and gain the life again?
Yep.
Just to stay out of the reach of an explosive deck like Scales.
Looks like
Jesse also doesn't have anything in hand that he would want to run out.
he could just go ahead and cast Iteration if he really wanted, but... Or he could leave the fetch land, draw another fetch land next turn, and do all 3 modes if he wants.
And it looks like what he's planning on doing. Oh, Crazy Vision says that the reason the counters might not have moved is because might have been response to the Ozolith cast.
Oh,
That would make sense.
that makes sense.
Yep.
That's where not having the audio.
Nice take.
Yeah.
So we're actually big news for tomorrow's 1K stream. We have a second judge coming that is just focusing on the feature match table.
Let's go.
So we're really working on keeping the state of the feature match table. Our main head judge Aaron is a fantastic judge, but when you're covering a tournament with 64 players, his attention is divided, big time.
Yeah.
And doing deck checks and all that different stuff. But having a second judge just focusing on the 3 feature match tables or the 3 feature match games is going to be awesome.
Oh, they started.
No, you cannot target a creature that has protection from creatures with a creature that has channel.
Okay. There you go. We got a turn 1 Zabaz from Josh. Jesse played a land and said go. We're going to get a... Go ahead and swing it for 1. Take that.
Aha! Worker. What? Another one? Caller.
He does have a ballista in hand.
We can start gunning things down. Josh out here. So I started blasting. Well, what an explosive turn 2. Honestly. Put a lot of threats into play.
We have not seen a Scales from the Scales player yet, though.
No. So is this just green-white?
He said Scales.
Okay. I won't make my jokes.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was going to say, are you sure he didn't mean scale up?
Solitude pitching. Is that an ending?
Yeah. That
Does he have Ephemerate?
that would not make me feel good.
He has.
He
I think
does.
He does.
He does.
Oh my goodness. This is so sick. This is why you really need Automaton. Because now, Ephemerate. Josh cannot basically play a creature next turn because if he does, rebound Ephemerate. And so he has to essentially take a turn off or find some other stuff to play.
Yeah. He might be able to get away with a 1/1 ballista, and then kind of like make Kegel
Target it.
like recast it, take Solitude, because if he doesn't recast it, Solitude now doesn't have Summoning Sickness anymore. But we didn't do it. So 3 mana, play the Ravager. Yep. Ooh. Oh, no double blue, sir. Quaddle, draw, does not have Death Touch. Very important.
Darksteel Citadel is an artifact with Ravager out there. Can sack the Darksteel Citadel to Ravager's ability. No, you can't.
Not if it's exiles. That's what I was going to say earlier. I don't like... If I see someone exile another form of interaction, like removal being whether it's a prismatic ending or another Solitude, to cast a Solitude, I always think like, oh, they just have more removal in their hand.
Right.
That was the best card for them to pitch. So that means they already have other forms to interact here. Looks like this is gonna run away from Josh here, unfortunately. So
Saga's a good card.
yeah, I don't think it's a fast enough card.
Well, you just start making constructs. You know, play a. What's the other card in here? Is that Karn?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, this is a spicy list.
I love that Karn though. That Karn's fun.
Huh.
We can make a little golem. Little Karn struct.
Which Karn is that?
Karn, Scion of Urza.
Not the normal 4-drop Karn
Nope.
that people are
This
playing
is
in
the-
Modern.
This is the silver counter Karn, and the one that makes the
Yeah.
construct artifact creature token with gets +1/+1 for each artifact.
Yep. Make Karn tokens. Pretty good.
Yep.
Frequently a pickup of mine in Vintage Cube Draft.
So he gets to make a construct with Karn, and then when he gets his turn back, he can make another construct with Karn and make a construct with. No, we cannot make a construct with Saga.
Nope. That Saga's going to the graveyard.
Stone Rain plus draw card plus a mana cheaper.
Equals not busted.
Bad.
Nah.
This is why Urza Saga will most likely never need to be banned or anything. There's just enough things that interact with it well enough.
Well, I mean, now with the printing of March,
Yeah.
March too.
March just
Jeez.
a 1 mana exile your land.
Just chuck it out. I mean, Saga may end up just getting soft banned with all the removal.
Right, might just kind of become more obsolete than anything.
Steel Overseer.
I mean, there's a lot of decks that now will board out a certain amount of their sagas because they just don't want to be super weak to Spreading Season, Blood Moon, and stuff
Right.
Yeah.
in March.
Do you get rid of the Karn here, or do you plus it and draw a card? Plus it, draw a card?
Plus and draw.
Well, you don't draw. What you do is you flip 2, and your opponent chooses 1, you get the other, and the one gets a silver counter.
Mm-hmm. But we definitely... Yeah, Josh definitely wants to plus here.
That's big, though, because it does give Josh the land now.
Yep.
He can play both creatures and pump his construct pretty big.
In hand for Jesse, we know Counterspell, we know the iteration.
If Josh can fade this next turn and play both these threats, okay, he's just gonna play the Ballista on 2. Since he can play Overseer and Ballista, or just Ballista on 2, but just untap with a Basilisk Caller on Ballista could be enough to do something here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
ping everything.
Right.
Really thinking long and hard about this.
I think the play right now for Josh is protect the Karn.
Mm-hmm. He might have to throw that construct
Yep,
in front of it,
that's-
but
That's what he's
that's...
going to do. Well, the construct is big. Two Citadels.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5/5. Of course, it's pretty sus to Prismatic Ending and Solitudes.
Mhm.
And
Prismatic ending and Solitude, yeah. Yeah.
Bye Construct.
Now Kegel just has a counter spell up.
And now a decision to make though.
I think you block and save this source of card advantage that you have on the board.
Yeah.
No, Jesse has not yet declared who, like, whether he's attacking Josh or Karn.
I think he's attacking Karn, right?
Well, typically he does make a point to point at whatever it is that he is attacking.
Okay. I thought
So I guess it was just verbally
I
agreed
thought
on.
it kind of gestured like it was at Karn.
Yep. Sack. Nope. Yep. No
Yep.
life gain.
What if it had
This-
trample?
Missing some land drops though for Blink here. You know, Jesse has a bunch of cards in hands, but it's also because he's missing land drops.
Not able to cast that iteration is really affecting the game plan now. Is that an Ozolith at the bottom, or is that the Shadow Spear?
It's one of the two, I believe. Looks like maybe Hangerback.
At the very back end?
No, at the front. He's
Okay.
taking Hangerback.
Because I think he does have an Overseer in hand here still, right?
Overseer, correct.
So jam the Overseer this turn. Next turn, play Hangerback. and
Well,
put counter
Overseer is
on it.
going to get counterspelled.
Oh, right. Whatever he plays here.
Yep. And so
It is crazy to me that a 4-color deck is playing blue counterspell with
Yeah.
no problem.
yep, no issue actually.
Yep.
0 issues.
So that is a 4/4 construct. See if Jesse has a way to deal with this and get Karn off the board.
Yeah,
Didn't
this
draw
is
the land, so
pretty
good
much-
start for Josh.
Wow. Pass, no Solitude.
Huh.
Wow, I was gonna say, that's pretty much the crucial turn for Kegel there. If he has an answer, then he can get this
Huge.
Karn off the board.
That's a welding jar, so that's going to make any Fury evokes not as good. Pumping the construct. Card advantage.
1, 2.
Pick.
Ballista, and what's the other? What's
That's
that
the
card called?
automaton.
Automaton.
Patchwork automaton. That you want to play now.
Right now. Right. Right now. Right now. Right. 1, 2.
Hangerback, you don't care.
Huh. Gosh.
You don't care to pump, and he didn't, but you don't care to pump Hanger. No, maybe that wasn't automaton, Taryn.
Oh no, it's not.
I thought it was, but
Yeah, I thought it was too.
What's a Phyrexian card?
What card is that?
Smokestack? No, Smokestack is too old of a card.
Smokestack.
Chat,
It's
anybody?
Not modern legal.
I was gonna say
It's 4 mana too. Does anybody know what card that is?
Spreading Seeds. Draw a card.
Throne of Geth.
Thank you very much. Oh, it proliferates. Okay, so it's another.
Oh yeah. Tap it, sacrifice an artifact, proliferate. Okay. Well, that goes kind of crazy if he can -1 Karn and get that Overseer.
Throne of Geth.
Yeah, someone in chat saw it.
So I think you'd want the ballista back, Taryn.
Yeah, or Ballista.
Wait, Jesse.
Yeah, you would want the Ballista.
Jesse, Spreading Seized,
Drew a card, hit a land.
but Spreading Seized the forest?
Yeah.
Not
Thank
the
you.
artifact land?
does it not stay an artifact? Anyways.
Does it lose its types, or does it just become?
We know how that works. Stays an artifact.
Okay.
Kind of what I thought.
Oh, yeah, because Saga is still an enchantment land, but it keeps the subtype Saga.
Iteration.
The doors are open.
Yeah. This is because Jesse doesn't have
Land.
Well, he hit a land this turn already.
Yeah. Oh.
Exiling Solitude. Can't evoke it though. Is that a lot of helixes in hand?
I think those are Wrens.
Wrens? Okay.
Because the
Yorion.
the helix
So-
art that he's using is from the Gate Crash. Not Gate Crash, but like Ravnica City of Guilds. Pitch the Yorion. Wait.
Can you cast it from exile that way? I thought it was from hand. Bring it up there if you can, Taryn.
So I just need to.
Oh,
see
just
what it
exile.
says. The card you exile has to be from hand. Yeah, it's just an alternative cost to cast the spell.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty sick. I did not know that. So Jesse finding a way to deal with the big construct. But he sacks the construct with Throne of Geth in response to proliferate on a Hangerback Walker.
Right. And Karn.
Right. That's actually huge. Untap, taking back the Ballista. We thought that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
The throne should be untapped.
Yeah.
There, they got it.
Equipping the Basilisk over onto the Ballista.
Mm-hmm.
Probably proliferate, sack Walker maybe, or sack welding jar.
Probably just a
Yeah, sack the jar to make Walker bigger. And the Ballista.
and then you take one counter off the Ballista and shoot the Solitude with Death Touch.
Mm-hmm. Tick, tick, boom.
That's crazy. The proliferate getting value with the Karn too.
Yeah, it's actually nuts.
Ballista can't attack. The Walker can though.
Starting a clock here now, down to 13. It's game 3, but we are down to 1 minute in the round. So both players do need to find a way to win.
If Josh just finds a Ravager, it's probably just going to be Wraps.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Ren?
That's 3 mana. I feel like that's a tough.
Oh, okay.
Bounce the Walker.
I would say that's the play.
Mm-hmm. You don't get the tokens because the Walker does not die. Helix, but that's not going to be good enough.
Does he have
Fury.
another?
Fury.
Oh, and the welding jar's gone. That's why I was saying I would have sacked one of the Citadels.
Sack the Ballista, shoot the Tef.
Time in the round.
Fury, good.
Yeah, it's a super brutal turn from Kegel coming back into this game now. That's been really back and forth game.
Yeah, huge swings. Seemed like Jesse was way ahead, and then Josh kind of pulled what seemed to be way ahead, and now this is a huge swing. But yeah, there you go. When you can evoke for free, I mean, it's just so huge. You're casting multiple spells a turn to Fairy and a card like Fury.
Right. And Fury is...
Just picked off the Karn too. Picked
Oh,
off
that's
Karn.
gross, yeah.
Yeah, 3 at Karn and 1 at the Ballista. Yeah, Bacon, this is just 4 rounds today.
Brick is having a hard time of it, but that's beside the point. 20 cards deep, only 2 lands.
Oh,
Game would have been over a long while ago if he just...
ancient.
Yeah, Josh drew another ballista. Now it's casting a stirrings. There's another Karn.
That's a hard, I think I see it. Scales in there, but he can't get it off the stirrings. The scales at any point in this game probably would have blown it wide open. With the throne out there.
Yeah. Is the play just getting the worker here?
I don't know. What's the card in the back?
Worker could be good. You get to play it this turn, and you get to put a decent amount of counters on your ballista. Might give you the best chance to try to get Kego dead, but
It's gonna be a draw.
took the Karn.
17. I don't see Jesse winning this in a couple of turns. But Jesse being at 13, I don't see Scales pulling this one out either.
Yeah, you can play Karn struck next turn. He honestly probably sacks that caller this turn. Yeah, now he definitely does. If the Rin's gonna try to threaten a minus.
Yeah, gotta proliferate.
He's probably Kego's probably just plussing it though, knowing that.
Oh, yeah, and he has been missing land drops. Been stuck on 4 here.
Conceal the idea that Jesse doesn't currently have red mana.
Yeah, he has Helix in hand.
Yeah.
So proliferate in response. I'll Helix your.
And whatever Jesse goes to Helix, if he realizes that Helix isn't good enough, you just pitch the Helix for the Solitude. But I have a really good feeling that Jesse is going to make this Helix do as much work as possible so he can untap, have 5 mana, and be able to hard cast.
Springleaf Drum, getting it down, playing Karn then. Probably making a construct. Yep. That's a big one though. It's a big,
Not small. 2, 4, 6, 7.
The Springleaf Drum does give you another stack outlet too for Throne to proliferate.
Yeah.
So only one more turn for Josh, 2 more turns for Jesse.
I think Josh will technically have enough damage for lethal here, but this lightning helix Jesse has is probably gonna warp that math.
Helix is going to warp it, and Solitude.
Oh, he has solitude.
And he has 5 mana.
Oh.
So he's going to Helix here on the end step, remove the...
No, he got a tap Triumph.
What?
Well, he wouldn't have had anywhere near mana for solitude this turn.
For Helix.
Oh, for helix.
He would have Helixed on the end step
gotcha.
and then untapped with 5 and shoved.
I mean, he would have shocked to do it, but
So I think
turn 4.
Solitude is just doesn't matter how big that construct is. Solitude just answers it completely.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yep. I think we're just getting a maybe not. I thought we were getting a main phase Solitude.
I was going to say, showing our hand a little too early there, Jesse. All right, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? Oh, that's what we're thinking?
He's got land drop here.
Yeah.
-1, ping.
Huh.
Forcing the proliferate?
With the proliferate on the stack, Helix to Karn, so it still dies.
Does he have something to pitch to the Solitude though?
I don't know.
Okay, so we're pitching the Helix to the Solitude.
Does he just have another Solitude hand?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because he doesn't have lethal to get back now.
Yeah, but something like
I'll the land last chance I could, dude.
something like a Ravager could still be
Right.
trouble.
That was a welding jar, so it looks like a welding jar and a hangerback walker, and they're gonna draw.
Okay. Crazy.
Yeah. I think there's no reason Solitude has flash though. There's no reason to go ahead and main phase right there.
No.